Hello, Clarice.
It's alive! It's alive!
We accept one of us.
I kick ass for the Lord.
I want to play a game.
They're here.
It's showtime.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Three Basket Cases podcast. I am Jay, and with me is Frank and Peter. I don't know if you guys are going to love me or hate me after this, but we are doing Tokyo Gore Police from 2008. And it is, I got to say, this was probably my hardest walkthrough to do. It's insane, and I think we're just going to jump right into it. We are Three Basket Cases on all social media, threebasketcasespodcast@gmail.com if you want to email us. And yeah, I'm just going to jump right into it.
No, but if you're under 18, you should probably leave immediately. I'm not even sure we should be here.
Yeah, this movie is not for the faint of heart. The movie begins with a little girl talking about how great her dad is, who is a police officer, and she wants to be just like him. You see him saluting in front of what looks like to be a protest when something hits his head, and his head pretty much just explodes. And
It does.
that's the opening scene. So we cut to present day, and a woman is at a crime scene. It looks kind of like a dystopian future type of thing.
I can't tell if it's 500 years, if it's like the future or like 500 years ago, like the Ming Dynasty or something. It's sort of a combination of both.
I took it as like, kind of like almost, we were talking about earlier, like a RoboCop type of future, where
Okay.
things are just kind of like seedier and shadier.
Yeah, it was definitely in that realm of, well, I mean, the obvious nod to RoboCop, the privatization of police force.
Right. Yeah, there was a lot of that. I believe the main actress was also in Audition, right?
Correct.
Yeah, she was.
Which was another twisted movie. So this
I
actress.
haven't fully seen it, but it's on my list.
Yeah, it's good. So they're after a guy who seems to be eating a hostage. Then he starts waving a chainsaw around. The girl in the car is cutting the crap out of her arm with a razor for some reason, just
I
chopping
thought
it.
when I first saw that, I thought she was slicing into some kind of gelatin dessert. And I was like, why is the sponge cake so rubbery? That did not look like human flesh at all. I looked away to get a drink, came back, and I looked at that.
Well, neither did the police officer's head at the beginning look like a head when it blew up.
It blew
And
up
this
like if
guy's
you
the
put
Tom
in.
Savini of Japan too. Like he's crazy with the special effects. But I mean, I think he had so many of them to do, and the whole thing was shot in like 2 weeks. So he just had to throw everything at it.
Yeah, there was some really good special effects, and then there was some bad ones. Like the cops had in the beginning looked like if you put an M80 in a pumpkin.
At best.
So the police get to the roof and they shoot Chainsaw Guy about 5,000 times. They blow his arm off, and it regrows a detachable chainsaw arm that he throws into the cops, and he can retract. It's hard to explain how bloody this movie is, but every kill is a fire hose of blood.
Yeah, it probably a literal fire hose of blood was probably used.
Yeah.
I like how they shot him 1,000 times. He grew a chainsaw arm, and the police just stared at him.
Well, I mean,
And did not continue to just shoot him.
I would probably stare in shock too if somebody grew a chainsaw arm.
I don't think I'd get past the corpse on the ground that he ate half of.
This is the first 5 minutes of the movie, by the way. So they say he's an engineer and they need Ruka to help. She stops cutting her arm, gets out of the car with a bazooka. She looks like she's going to shoot it at the building that they're in, but then she aims it at the ground and straight down and fires it and launches herself onto the roof. And it was at that point that I knew we were going to watch an incredible piece of cinema.
Incredible indeed.
See, I felt I stumbled into the wrong porn. That I now had to keep watching for 2 hours and do a deep dive on. But
So Chainsaw Guy throws his chainsaw at Ruka, who deflects it into one of the cops' mouths. And there's an extended scene of the chainsaw in the cop's mouth.
yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite top 3 kill of the movie. The rest of the cops finally run away, rightfully so. Ruka takes the other chainsaw off the ground, and there's a chainsaw fight. Ruka cuts his chainsaw arm off and is now dual wielding chainsaws. And this is as
I
awesome.
felt like there was
as
an
it
extra
sounds.
chainsaw in there, but I couldn't keep track of it. But I'm gonna give it to her.
Well, no, because he had a chainsaw originally, and they shot his arm off that was holding the chainsaw, and then he grew the chainsaw arm. So she picked up the chainsaw, the real chainsaw, and then when she cut off his arm, she got the second chainsaw.
So he regenerated his arm, and it also had a chainsaw on it?
Yes.
Oh, that explained that. Oh, I see. Got it.
So she starts cutting his face apart little by little. You see like his ear fall on the ground, then his nose fall on the ground.
And she cut his eyeball out of his head without damaging the eyeball at all. I mean,
With
she
a
should drop
chainsaw.
whatever she's doing and be a surgeon. Yeah, with a chainsaw. A perfectly intact eyeball without a scratch on it just drops to the ground and rolls across the room.
Then I guess she gets bored and just cuts him in half. And
Yeah.
then we see the opening credits for Tokyo Gore Police. Pretty epic opening, I would say.
Yeah, went for it.
So there's a cut to a Tokyo Gore Police commercial, and they show them shooting a criminal a few times, like for real. And
But before we go further, did you guys watch this dubbed in English or did you watch it with subtitles?
I watched
Dubbed
it.
in English.
Yeah, I watched it dubbed in English, and I kind of wish I watched it with the subtitles. There was so much visuals. I wanted to see all the visuals, but the voice dubbing was so bad.
Yeah, she sounded like she was narrating a nature documentary.
Every
She
voice
didn't
was
match
terrible.
the scene at all.
No, every voice was terrible.
Yeah.
But I wanted to watch all the blood and not be reading. So
Fair enough.
But yeah, I would recommend if you can do both to watch the original, because I don't know where they got these voice actors, but they were really bad.
It's kind of hilarious, though. I kind of enjoyed it.
There was a couple where it made it even funnier. We'll get to one of the characters that makes it funnier. Now we're at the happiest coroner's office ever, and this is one of the voiceovers I was actually talking about. This is what he sounds like.
You are definitely a model hunter.
And that was one of the better voice actors. In the
He sounds like he's from The Legend of Zelda. And by the way, he's like looking into an opened face as he's laughing. Everyone in this movie laughs at everything, and there's nothing in this movie to laugh at.
they're very happy people in this movie. Yeah, he's got like a hunchback and a thing over his eye, and I don't know what's going on with this dude. Every time they show him, he's like, yes. Every time they show him, he's like dissecting something or doing something that I think he's not supposed to be doing.
And giggling.
Yeah, I don't really know what his job is supposed to be. He's probably not even a coroner. He's just a crazy person.
Well, he's at the end too. I don't know what his job is.
Right. That's why at first I thought I would call him the coroner because that's what I thought he was. But then he shows up at the end, and I'm like, well, I don't think he's the coroner.
Yeah,
Well, I
what
think
is
by
it?
that
Yeah.
point, all bets are off.
So we get some background about how there's engineers who have something in them that causes their wounds to turn into deadly weapons, and they always have key-shaped tumors. The part of the body with the tumor has to be severed to kill them. Otherwise, they're pretty much invincible. There you go. You got your explanation for Chainsaw Guy. Ruka goes to a bar to see her friend, and there's a flashback of the bartender helping Ruka as a kid. Ruka then gets a call to take care of something. So she goes to an abandoned building, and there's a guy in what looks like a steampunk samurai outfit. I don't know how else to explain that. With a legless and armless gimp on a leash. And
Who I thought was a robot for the first 3/4 of the movie, but it's not a robot.
No, not
What's
a
left
robot.
of a person.
Yeah. Yep.
Right, it's a person, and Ruka's fighting engineers, and this person is on a leash with no limbs, and
Yeah.
part of the police force as like a pet. And nobody kind of bats an eye at this. Like Ruka's just like, yeah,
Well, the limbs aren't weapons. It's just kind of stubs. So
seems kind of cruel.
a little bit cruel, but not an engineer, I guess.
It seems like it just fell right into that I'm watching a porn that's not for me category again.
That's a very, very specific fetish. So I thought a fight was about to take place, but it turns out it was a surprise birthday party and also celebrating her 50th engineer kill.
It was a birthday party, Jay. It was a birthday party that they brought a limbless woman in a gimp suit on a leash to her birthday party and to congratulate her on killing 50 engineers. What the fuck is going on?
And this isn't the weirdest part of the movie.
Yeah, this isn't even like we haven't even started yet.
She just kind of like smiles, like, "Oh, this is so sweet." Like, never mind your slave gimp.
I didn't even bat an eye at that. I didn't even notice it till halfway through because I was bracing myself for everything that's coming.
The chief has like a loudspeaker mouthpiece, like you said, steampunk police officer,
Samurai.
samurai, whatever.
And the helmets looked like there was like a sardine can that they curled open in the front of them.
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
Why is that necessary?
Well, it did take them 2 weeks to film this movie, so
2
they
weeks.
had to do what they had to make do with what they had. Right?
That's pretty impressive for 2 weeks.
And you would have thought, I think, I'm going to give my first little critique of this movie. I think it would have been better if the movie was an hour and 50 minutes long. I think this would have worked a lot better, an hour and 21. But
Yeah, we're about to get to another flashback. I feel like they could have cut out pretty much all the flashbacks.
But keep the commercials.
Keep the commercials, definitely.
Keep the commercials.
It might be like a Japanese thing with the length of the movies.
Hmm.
Because being like a big Godzilla fan, a lot of those movies for American audiences, that haven't watched them, they kind of drag because they focus on the human element
Mm-hmm.
and the story building behind them.
Right.
And a lot of them could be shortened up, and maybe this falls victim to that same thing.
This
Yeah.
didn't need a story.
No, there was enough insane stuff where they could have cut out. But anyway, we're at a flashback, and it's her as a kid on her birthday, and her mom is cutting up her own arm, saying she can't take it anymore and wants to die. So that was 2 or 3 minutes I could have done without.
Yeah, the movie didn't need that.
No.
But there was no reason.
Well, I mean, it's I guess showing how Ruka was traumatized as a kid, but I feel like we could have left it as mysterious. She got a chip on her shoulder. We don't know why.
Yeah, they're both cutters. I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Next.
So then we cut to a prostitute, and she goes to her next client, and you see him put a key-shaped tumor on the table. I don't know if that went anywhere. Maybe that was one of the ones that showed up later. I think that was the one that showed up at the party later. Yeah, it was.
Oh,
it was.
Yeah.
It was a really quick scene. Then we cut to a madam who calls Yuka about a new job. So I guess Ruka. So I guess she's a prostitute as well as a cop.
You're not
Wait
going
a
to
minute. Are you skipping over the scene of
the vibrator?
Yeah, I mean,
You're not going to talk about the vibrator?
I mean, it wouldn't be a
the
Japanese
close-up?
movie. It wouldn't be a Japanese movie without like a chubby, groveling guy in tidy whities, like an undulating dildo and a Japanese schoolgirl. Come on, can't leave that out.
And he's getting.
God, Jesus H. Christ, Jay, what are you doing?
There was so much insane stuff. I didn't know what to cover and what not to. So yeah, and then he got scolded because he went overtime. And what was his excuse? He was using a dildo, so he didn't realize what time it was.
Loud.
The dildo was loud, so he didn't know what time it was. So
And he missed her call because the dildo was too loud.
yeah, so yeah, there's that.
Perfect, yeah.
The guy follows the madam into a bathroom and
Which I thought she was the pimp.
Isn't the madam a female pimp?
I don't know, is it?
I think so.
Is that what you call a female pimp?
I think so.
Wow, I just learned something new.
Or
Pretty
she
sure.
might be the head. I don't know.
Yeah, I think
I thought a pimp is a pimp. I mean,
I thought a madam was a female pimp, but I could be wrong. Well,
Are
we'll
we
see.
being sexist here?
right, exactly. I mean, they're all actors, Jay. There's no actresses anymore.
Somebody Google that while I go on. So he follows the female pimp into the bathroom, and he sticks pipes into her with bottles at the end of it, I guess to like drain her blood. And then it cuts back to her later, and she's in like 100 pieces in a cardboard box.
Oh, I guess it is a madam.
There you go.
Yeah, a female pimp is most commonly called a madam. While a pimp manages sex workers, a madam specifically manages a brothel, escort service, or other prostitution establishment.
And I thought the madam was below the pimp.
Huh. The more you know, right? The more you know.
That was on me.
I'm kind of disturbed I knew that
Somebody
without
put that
looking it up.
star across there. The star for the more you know.
Yeah. So there's a key-shaped burn mark on her arm. So they think it's a methodical engineer when the engineers are usually just maniacs.
Right, it's like this one's unpredictable, unlike all the other ones in this movie, who are incredibly predictable.
Right. Ruka gets into a prostitute outfit, I guess to lure an engineer.
I would
That's what
argue
I was
the prostitute outfit wasn't as hot as her police outfit, if I'm being honest, but
I thought so too. It was kind of
I
like
don't want to say anything in this movie's a turn on.
it looked like a traditional top, but with like a short skirt.
Yeah. Cop outfit was hotter. Anyhow, sorry.
So throughout this movie are weird commercials, and during this scene, there's one for wrist cutters that plays on the subway train. It's just the perfect cutter for wrists. And
I'm not going to lie, I kind of want the blue fish wrist cutter. Very stylish and cute.
There was a commercial earlier that was saying not to commit seppuku. So I guess they're pro cutting, but not all the way to suicide.
I didn't pick up on that. What is it? Harakiri?
Harakiri, not seppuku. Yeah,
Yeah.
So yeah, there was a guy cutting his stomach open, and they're like, "Yeah, don't do that." And then the other commercial's like, but do cut your wrists with these wrist cutters. So
Oh, Japan.
I don't know where the line is. On the train, there's a guy eating a tin of bugs. Every time you think this movie can't get any weirder, it's like an extended close-up of him just eating, chewing with his mouth open, juices coming out of his mouth. And I don't think
Right,
those...
it's like ASMR bug eating, because just so there's not a single moment in this movie that's not unsettling.
I thought he was going to be like an engineer or something, but no, it's just a weird guy eating bugs.
We don't want to waste an opportunity of something not horrific happening. God forbid she just rides the train.
Right. So right after that, somebody on the train grabs her ass. So this is my favorite scene in the movie. She drags him off the train into an alley, and then she cuts his hands off, and it sprays like a hose, and she's slowly walking away holding an umbrella because of all the blood. And
That was a great scene.
yeah.
She's like, molestation is a crime.
Yeah.
It's a very serious offense. You know what's crazy? This woman has no personality, and I don't mean that as an insult. She doesn't actually have a personality.
She has like 5 lines this entire movie.
And she doesn't have an expression. It's unbelievable. Like, there's not a single thing in this movie that you wouldn't be shocked by, but she's expressionless the entire film.
She's kind of like that in Audition, too.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Yes, it's just her thing. But yeah, the way she was walking away with the rain of blood coming down was just so funny. Just an absurd amount of blood. There's another flashback to when her dad gets killed, and you see it was somebody who shot him in the head. So I guess they're slowly revealing the full flashback for this. We're back on the train, except it's empty with just her and an engineer. And she sees the box of her friend, the box of her friend, because it's her friend in 100 pieces in the box, and the bottles of blood. And I'm not sure if this part is real or not, because it wouldn't make sense for the train to be empty and for all the parts to be in the train.
Wait, who was in the
Wait,
box?
who was the friend that was in the box?
Who's in the box?
It was the madam, her madam friend.
Oh, she was in the bathroom. They weren't friends.
Yeah, but she was also in the
boss.
subway. She got caught
I
up
thought
in
it was someone else.
She got caught up in the bathroom, and then you see the bottles that was used to drain
I
her
thought
blood.
that the engineer.
I thought
did
they
that
already
to another
recovered it.
person.
I thought they recovered it too. That's why this scene made no sense to me, unless
I think they just did it to someone else.
they did it to somebody else. Okay.
That's their thing.
Okay. I didn't expect 2 boxes of parts with bottles of blood around it, so that's
Yeah,
why
it made no.
expect-
It
I didn't
didn't make
expect
any
one, but here we
sense. But
are.
they had already found the original box with the madam,
yeah,
so it wouldn't make any sense for it to be on the subway.
right.
I just figured it was somebody else that we just didn't see.
I wasn't sure if it was that or she's kind of like hallucinating at this point. It wasn't clear.
Yeah, it could have been.
One
She
thing that's very clear is I absolutely do not want my 12-year-old daughter to watch this.
like ever, even when she's 30.
Yeah, I've never been more sure of anything.
How about when she's 13, Peter?
Not till 15.
All right, yeah, that's fair. I was thinking about showing it to my 6-year-old son. But
Actually, he'd probably love it.
I think he'd be scared.
Maybe.
Yeah, I would
But
think
the
it would be
insanity of it would be maybe he'd appreciate the insanity of it, because it's not real. I mean, the whole thing isn't just a fever dream of insanity. Like, when someone's cut open, literally, like a fire hose of blood just shoots off for like 5 solid minutes. I mean, there's not that much blood in 50 people.
I laughed.
I don't know. I
every
think I'm
time
going
it
to draw
happened.
the line at the dildos and the rest of it that happens later on.
Yeah, and then a scene later on is like, okay, you think that's crazy? Hold my fucking beer. Here we go.
Yeah, right.
That's like every 10 minutes they just ratchet it up a notch. When you think they're already at 10, they're like, nah, this goes up to 15.
Yeah, we're not even at the club yet. Holy Christ.
She follows the engineer to his lair. His eyes look like the guy who killed her dad, so she's thinking that's him, and they have a fight. She's using a sword this time, and she makes a slice halfway across his face. And I think this is the craziest part of the movie up until this part, anyway.
I was
Where
going to say, what?
yeah, no, just up until this moment. But
Sure.
he pulls the top part of his head off, and if you thought the hands had a comical amount of blood, this was even more than that. She's literally drenched from head to toe.
It actually looks like when in like New York, when a fire hydrant, they unleash one of those. It looks
Yes.
exactly like that.
Yeah, just that, but
That's
red.
the force.
Yeah. So since he's an engineer, he has now grown gun eyes that shoot sharp things out of them.
Or brain segment.
Or brain segment. They made like a dinging sound, like they were made of glass or something.
Maybe he's got a metal plate in his brain.
Jay, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Would you rather have gun eyes or have gone through your LASIK surgery years ago that didn't actually work?
Well, it worked, but it worked for. They wore off now.
So you got gun eyes or LASIK surgery that wore off?
I'll probably go with the LASIK surgery because I feel like I would accidentally set my gun eyes off. There's probably a learning curve to those things, right?
I don't know.
You
You
need
learn
to get a
pretty
concealed
quickly, right?
weapons permit.
What if somebody
Your
like
eyeballs?
what if somebody surprises you and you accidentally like
Shoot him with your gun eyes.
he pins her up against the wall and he pulls a tumor key out of his mutant brain. Yes, every scene is crazier than the last. Every time I'm typing, I'm like, I can't believe I'm writing this sentence. He puts it in her arm, and I guess when the key gets near somebody, their body like opens up to accept it because her arm like splits open. And he puts it in her arm and says, "Now you're one of us."
I didn't expect that.
No, I didn't expect that at all. I thought she was just going to be a badass the whole time. She kind of lost that fight. She wakes up in a bed and she seems fine, but she does hold her arm, so you get the inkling that like something's not right. So is she hiding that she's infected with as an engineer, or did she somehow get rid of the tumor? It's unclear at this point. Oh, now we're at the party scene, and people are dressed in plastic outfits and other weird shit, and there's an unveiling of 3 different women who have been surgically modified. One of them looks like a slug. She got her eyes like sticking out 1.5 feet, and she's got a shell on. One has boob teeth, and the other one has an eye in her mouth. Teeth boobs or boob teeth?
What did I
Both.
call
Neither.
The one with boob teeth, I think, was
I called it teeth tits.
teeth tits. Okay, I like that.
Are you forgetting the headless, armless torso chair with the lily pad penis / vagina?
No, I was getting to
Okay,
that, but
right.
Building up to it, right?
yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I think teeth tits was the prostitute from the earlier scene when you see the guy put the tumor on the table. I think that was her.
Wait, really?
I think so.
Because doesn't Ruka later on find out where the doctor practiced?
Yeah.
And then she finds the file, and didn't she find the file with the teeth tit girl?
Yes. But I thought that was the same girl too.
I think it is.
I think they're all the
think it-
same girl.
How many of them
think
can
it
there be?
was.
She gets around. I don't know. There's a 4th one, and it's basically just the skin of a person in a chair. What Peter said, it had like a tulip vagina or something, and it peed all over
And a
every.
penis?
What?
I thought it was a vagina and a penis at the same time because the lily pad was the vagina and then there was something sticking out that would,
I believe that's called a clitoris.
well, it was about 7 inches long. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I'm sure it was the clitoris.
I was pretty sure it was a clitoris, but anyway,
Okay.
it pees all over everybody at the party for an obscenely long amount of time.
It's like a geyser of piss
Yes.
in the people's mouths.
It's like the blood scene, but with pee, and everybody loves
God,
it.
they're thrilled though. They
Yeah,
couldn't be
love it.
happier.
Yeah, there's like a standing ovation, and couldn't be happier that happened. The movie gets weirder as we go. It still hasn't reached peak weirdness.
Yeah, again, the next scene, like I said, it's like hold my beer, vagina, penis, lily pad lady. You thought that whole thing was that the middle part was a clit, huh?
I thought so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Although, did the pee come out of that?
No.
Yes,
No.
I believe it did.
It was close.
I don't think we can show that, but I believe it did.
No, that will not be on the YouTube video. Although I don't know, it was so inhuman. I don't even that probably wouldn't even get censored. So anyway, a guy takes teeth tits girl.
Why don't we call her something like Karen?
Okay.
About that.
into the back room, and she starts blowing him and then bites off his dick. And the guy with gun eyes shows up and starts drilling his foot off for no apparent reason at all. So the guy reaches for his gun and he's about to start shooting gun eye guy, but teeth tits girl jumps in the way and he shoots her clean in half. And
The hero.
it's a very hard writing the description for this movie.
Yeah.
He crawls down the hall, and when he looks back, Teeth Tits Girl is at the end of the hall, and her bottom half is turned into an alligator head. Did I mention this movie's insane?
So it was at this point, actually, this is actually funny. Do you guys watch it on Tubi?
Yeah.
Yes.
I watched it on Tubi, and there was a commercial. It was an ad for Instacart featuring a ham, and I almost vomited.
So she crawls toward him at like super speed and bites off one of his arms and one of his legs before he ends up killing her.
Well, how about the way he kills her? he grabs his severed arm that's holding onto the gun and jams it into the alligator mouth. And he says, take this. And he pulls a severed tendon from his own severed arm that is connected to his trigger finger to pull the trigger with his finger that is detached.
That was pretty
I thought
awesome.
that was kind of cool.
Yeah, that was cool.
It took a minute to figure out what he was doing. I had to, engineering and biology. I'm like, oh, okay, I got it. See what you're doing.
So Gun Guy decides he's going to make this guy an engineer. And we cut to the next scene, and he has a 4-foot mutant penis that shoots bullets.
An elephant dick.
Yes.
Hence the elephant noise when he appeared.
Oh, I didn't.
Did you hear the elephant noise?
I didn't
I
catch
caught that. Yeah, I was like, all
I
right.
was like,
yeah,
oh, that's so clever. It's an elephant dick.
Movie's like just went for it.
It's like
yeah,
a
sure, why
trunk.
not?
It's like a trunk.
So he gets into a fight with the Gore Police, and he kills a bunch of them, just mowing them down. Eventually, another wave of police show up with machine guns, and
Yeah, these police suck.
yeah,
They're trying to go after him with swords.
Yeah.
And then right away, why didn't you just bring guns?
yeah. The first wave was just meat. Like, what are you guys doing?
I would say flamethrowers would probably be okay.
Yeah, I would
Guns don't
think.
seem to
That
do
might be the
much.
best option, really.
Yeah,
I think so.
yeah, because I don't know if these police even know that you have to cut out the tumor part. So if you don't know that, I would think flamethrower would be the next best idea.
I would think they know that. Why wouldn't anyone tell them that? I think they know that.
Well, Ruka had a bazooka. What happened to that?
Yeah, that was pretty boss. You should tab that. Absolutely.
Yeah, they should all have bazookas. Although
She
maybe
used it so she could fly up to the roof.
I love that. That's
I
awesome.
think it's more of a mode of transportation than a weapon.
So throughout this movie, Ruka's been looking for a Gun Eye guy. I'm guessing to find out why she got the tumor key in her arm, but didn't turn into an engineer. Seems like she's
And or just to kill him for revenge.
yeah, one of the two. Maybe she wants answers. Maybe both. She wants answers, and then she's going to kill him. She finds him, and he tells a long-winded story. I'm just going to summarize because this was one of the things they could have cut to make it a lot shorter, I think. Basically, his dad was the one who killed her dad, but then the government killed his dad. So he snapped and injected himself with all the killer gene stuff he was working on, trying to become the ultimate killer for revenge.
Yes. He had the genes from, I read Jim Jones, Charles Manson, Ed Gein, and Maria Gonzalez. All the serial killers of the world. He was studying the genetics of serial killers. He had the DNA from all the worst serial killers.
Oh, okay.
And then he shot himself full of the genes, hoping to make himself a complete killer to seek revenge for his father.
I'm not sure if that's how that works, but okay.
It was interesting, and I liked
Yeah.
the story. I was like, oh, okay, this is why we're doing this.
Mhm. I
I
like
was
it.
like, we're getting somewhere.
Yeah.
I just simply found it implausible. But
Really?
Did you?
You're kidding.
and
You're
had
kidding
kind of an
me,
issue
Peter.
with it, couldn't get past it. But
Oh man, that's
It's
what
just
did
funny.
it, huh, Peter? You just
Yeah, I guess
get past that.
yeah, the previous scene when the woman bottom half turned into like an alligator head, I was okay with that.
This is where I draw the line.
Yeah, and lily pad penis vagina clit girl was I'm all right with her too, but this backstory threw me.
Well, there's more backstory because he seems like he kind of went crazy and fell off a building and met Satan, who looks like he's just an old midget who gave him a tumor key. And then he woke up in the hospital with the key already in his face.
Yeah, at the point I'm tired. I don't know what the hell's going on here. This is I can't even. What the fuck is that? Do what now? Who are you? All right, doesn't matter.
So the doctors removed the key and gave it to him for whatever reason. And he decided to start mass producing it. He basically tells her he's going to make an army of engineers. And since the same guy ordered the killing of both of their fathers, that they're partners. So Ruka's response was to stand up and cut him in half.
He made such a good point.
Mm-hmm.
He went through the whole thing, and I'm like, he's got a really good point. She should team up with him. And then she just cuts him in half. And I'm like, what the fuck was the point? What was the point of this? Why did we have to listen to this just for her to cut him in half?
We
They
got
could have teamed up. It could have been awesome.
got the longest backstory, and she just
For nothing. Just to end it.
And then you had the guys as he cut, which happened a few times in movies, split open, and you got like the pair of fire hoses going up the side, and each side they kind of go into each other like some kind of like opposing sprinklers.
Mm-hmm. So I don't know what set them off, but the police are now just going nuts and executing people left and right. My guess was that they were assuming everybody's an engineer now, and they're just
Yeah, when they killed the elephant dick guy,
mm-hmm.
the chief went in there, and he was like, "You're all useless," and he's like, "I'm putting out, anybody that's even remotely like an engineer,
Mm-hmm.
kill them without question." So that's why the cops started just mowing everybody down.
But they're just killing innocent people at this point.
Pretty much they went nuts. They
Yeah.
just, they went rogue.
The power got to their heads.
So
And that's clearly what happens when you have a privatized police force.
right.
It never seems to work.
Never.
So I don't know
Name
what's
one movie.
going on, but the coroner is cutting a girl's fingers off who's still alive. And it's cutting back and forth between that and the police dispatcher just dancing.
Oh, they did such a great job cutting her fingers off where they reattached and he cut them off in the next scene. Like, great continuity.
Yeah.
Wonderful filming right there. And I did like the dispatcher dancing around.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
She with the blonde one who
Yeah.
made no
Yes.
sense, like from another movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So the cops go to harass Ruka's bartender friend, and I really like this one. She takes like a broken bottle and just grinds it into one of the cops' faces and kind of carves out his face. I thought that was a really good kill.
This is sort of like the live action version of an Itchy and Scratchy episode,
Yes, yes.
right?
Yeah.
You're not going to skip over the chief, are you? Getting head from the limbless woman?
Take it away.
Yeah, the chief he's in a room by himself. He's getting head from that limbless woman from the birthday party while he's just smoking a cigar. And then it cuts to the bartender. No rhyme or reason for the scene
No.
at all.
No, it was just like, let's just show
We're
this.
throwing it in here.
Yeah.
And up to now, I actually thought the dog was a robot. I didn't realize. I was watching this. I didn't realize it was a person.
Well, we find out at the end that it was an engineer.
But it has an on-off button. We'll get to that later. But anyway,
It does.
there's a fight now with some lady we've never seen before against an engineer. Maybe another Ruka type person.
Oh, the
Was
woman
that a
with the
young?
box
She
cutter
fighting a
arm?
young Ruka, or was this just a person in real time?
I think this was real time, and
It
yeah,
was just another person.
there was
it
an
was
en-
fighting the box cutter girl, right?
Yeah,
She had
there
the
was-
box cutter arm.
yeah, there was a engineer with a box cutter arm, and then there was another person that seemed Ruka-esque who had.
I thought it was Ruka until I realized, until she gets killed, and I was like, oh, it's not Ruka.
No explanation who this person is. It was kind of just
Yeah, no reason at all.
I thought it was young Ruka, which made less sense because Ruka's alive now. So
right.
Right.
So I don't know. I'm just guessing it was another like engineer killer who didn't do so well in this one. During the fight, whoever this person is cuts the engineer's boobs off, and they turn into mutant boobs that shoot acid, and the woman just gets melted down to a skull. I like that one too. Do we even see acid boob girl again, or is that it?
That was it.
that's it.
So that whole scene was just
No reason.
okay.
It was just
Padding?
cool. It was just cool.
I mean, I did like the kill, but it seemed a little weird.
I think they just needed two
It seems a
Japanese
little weird.
schoolgirls fighting each other at some point, and this is their opportunity to have that.
Jay says that seemed a little weird.
I mean, I guess elephant penis guy needed a mate, so they had acid boob girl.
Keith tits. Flower clit. Stretched out skinned woman.
This
I
episode,
think that the chair takes the cake, though. I mean, it was absolutely completely insane. I mean, it's like a one-dimensional skin chair with no head or arms and some kind of a vagina. Like, where does the pee even come from? Like, you don't have a kidney or a bladder. It's just a skin chair.
I don't know.
There's nowhere for the pee to go. And how are you moving? Because you don't have a head, lungs, or I don't know.
Was it the cover for Brain Dead that had the face that was stretched out?
Yes,
That's what it reminded me of, the cover of Brain Dead.
right.
Except it was, a torso
Except it was also a chair.
and a vagina.
Well, maybe that's where the rest of the body ended up.
Oh my god. It's a crossover movie.
Ultimate crossover.
Holy shit, it's the same universe.
But we go back to Ruka's bartender friend, and more cops rush in, and they tie each of her limbs to a car and drive in different directions. So they're really not being police anymore. They're just like, we're going to torture people.
I guess they're just drunk with power at this point. I didn't really understand it. I thought something might have happened to them, like a switch went off in them, but no, it's just that's what they're doing now.
There's just clips of them full pedal to the metal, drinking while they're doing it and laughing, and one of them's eating food, and they're just having a good old time.
Although I suppose it doesn't matter, but it kept showing them mashing the pedal down,
Yeah.
but it wasn't to no effect.
That woman's body was much tougher than it should have been.
And then about the 10th time of gunning it, then she ripped apart from all angles.
Yeah. Yeah, just as Ruka shows up, she split apart. And Ruka did not like that. She gets so mad, she lets the tumor take over, and she grows kind of an alligator arm too. Not as big as...
Which doesn't make sense, because she didn't have her arm cut off. She's supposed to
Right.
have some limb cut off to regenerate another appendage, and nothing happens to her. And her arm just... They went against the rules of their own movie.
Ruka
What
has
the fuck
control.
are they doing?
Ruka has control over the tumor.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
How dare they? How dare they go against the rules in their own batshit crazy movie?
Right, Frank just put it together, and now this
Son
happened.
of a bitch.
Damn it, I just had it figured out.
So that was the
Right
breaking
out
point
from under me.
for
You're
Frank.
supposed to follow the rules.
It's like a Scream monologue. Every movie like this has rules.
I just love both of your breaking points. That was your breaking point, and Peter's was the injecting of the serial killer genome.
Yeah, crazy. I didn't sign up for that.
Mine's coming up. I have one part that bothers me, and we're almost there.
Just one.
I loved most of this movie, but there's one part that really pissed me off. So Ruka beheads 4 of the cops with her smaller alligator arm. I originally called it a snake arm, but it's bigger than a snake, but it's not quite an alligator. She runs into 2 more cops. One shoots her eye out, which gets replaced with a laser eye. So we're back to continuity, Frank.
Was there a laser eye? Did anything come out of it? I never saw anything come out of the eye. It just seemed to be cool looking.
Maybe it's a weapon, but she didn't feel the need to use it because she had the other weapons.
She had, they showed a point of view from her, and it seemed to just make everything red and blurry. So,
So
not great.
not very effective.
No.
Right? She just got a tumor as a weapon.
Yeah.
This other guy gets an elephant dick, and she gets a tumor.
A goiter on her eyeball.
Yeah, I was expecting a full laser and to just chop up people with it, but it seemed like it just made her vision much worse. So, not the greatest. I guess it's random.
Actually.
Some of the superpowers are good and some aren't.
Right? There's a big wheel that.
Right.
Oh, I got paper.
Guys
in
are
my
getting
face.
chainsaw arms, gun eyes. She gets a useless tumor.
I think the chainsaw arm wins.
Yeah,
Well, the crocodile legs.
I'd want my own legs.
seemed a little hard to get around.
Agree. You could be in a wheelchair, I guess, but then I don't know.
Although she moved really fast.
Yeah, she
She
got
did.
used to it immediately.
So anyway, Ruka goes to kill the chief of police who had her father killed and runs into the coroner who, I guess now that she's an engineer, tries to kill her. And he has a 6-barreled gun that shoots actual fists.
This is the fucking dumbest thing I have ever seen.
I laughed at first, but then it got so stupid. That was my breaking point in this.
I have a question about this.
Yeah,
this
shoot.
weapon.
I probably don't have an answer, but ask away.
I'm going to ask it anyhow. Was this weapon specifically designed for human fists, or was he improvising with what he had, and he had a bunch of severed limbs?
I think it was designed for human fists because they were the perfect size. The barrels were the
Okay.
perfect size for fists.
Why were the fists alive?
I guess that's what he was doing when he was mutilating people for no reason. I guess he was working on this the whole time, the whole movie.
Interesting. Huh.
This was probably, oddly enough, the most implausible scene
Yeah.
for what's coming up.
So he shoots one that grabs her neck and starts choking her. So yeah, I guess the hands are actually alive.
Right.
And then he shoots 4 more that start giving her the finger as they're flying towards her. Which,
I was like, if the picture come out, I was like, oh no, that's probably dangerous. What?
yeah, not great.
What?
So her alligator arm spits out like a thick vein that attaches to a pipe. And the fists, all 4 fists catch on this one vein, turn around and shoot back toward the coroner, who gets stabbed by the middle fingers. And then he dies and says, "I get the point." I hated that whole scene. I almost had
Oh, I thought he said the end.
No, as he's falling down, he goes, "I get the point."
Oh.
Yeah.
Huh.
All right. At this point, why not?
I didn't like that at all. And you saw each hand one by one, like get caught on the vein and turn around.
Yeah, slow-mo. It looked terrible.
Yeah, it
It's
looked
not
really
even
bad.
possible at all. Like it didn't even make sense. Like, besides not being plausible, but it wasn't even like the finger wouldn't have caught anyhow. Whatever.
And all 4 of them got caught on like one strand. Like,
And a hand wouldn't, a severed human hand wouldn't do that if it hit that string. It wouldn't kind of do a 180. There's nothing in that would have created that to happen.
no, that's against all laws of physics.
Maybe if she had some kind of a trampoline she held up, and then they just sort of bounced off it, and maybe they flip backwards.
Then we're just into like Looney Tunes territory.
Haven't we been?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, let's try to figure out the physics of these middle finger hands.
The bad guy's running toward her, and she just
You can't.
paints a tunnel on the wall, and the guy runs into it, breaks his neck.
Right.
So she gets to the, yeah, you know what? The spinning around, like, there would be no momentum to shoot it in the other direction.
It pissed me off. I don't know why, but I was like, if the hand hit that string, it would have just sort of hit it and bounced off. There's no possible way it would have done a 180 and shot back with more momentum.
Yeah, that scene pissed me off too.
Yep.
So she gets to the final boss, or whatever you want to call him, and his armless and legless gimp now has sword limbs. So I guess there's attachments that you can put whatever you want on them.
Yeah, sure.
That was the CGI budget, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, the CGI budget that must have been about $50.
Yeah,
Because it's some of the worst CGI I've ever seen.
Well, I'm glad
yeah,
they
but
used,
everything else was a practical effect-ish, it seemed.
yeah, most of it was practical effects.
Yeah, sure.
So the gimp fight is actually pretty hilarious, especially when Ruka knocks off the two sword hands and it's just on its back fighting with its legs. It just looks so funny.
Was it making dog noises at this point? Or did I imagine that? Or was it my dog?
I think you imagine that. I don't think
right.
it was dog noises. But then Ruka knocks off the leg swords, and basically just throws the torso into a wall. That's the end of
that
that
looked
fight.
terrible.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It was just a mannequin getting thrown into a desk or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And they slow-moed it too, man. Cocky bitches there.
Yeah, it would have looked way better if they didn't slow-mo it, because you
Yeah.
totally saw like the plastic body, the
Mhm.
stiff. So the boss shows up and injects himself with something. It's
Oh my god, this fucking scene.
it's neon green, and it doesn't seem to do anything at all. He just injects himself and kind of just yells, and that's it. So then he attacks Ruka, and Ruka cuts off his legs almost immediately. It was like building up to this big fight, and it's over in like 2 seconds. So
I thought he was going to turn into some giant, 40-foot, because the movie was so absurd. I was like, well, this is the end. This is going to be the most absurd thing that happens.
yeah, it was like it turned into a kaiju battle or something.
Right.
So he says he will not be defeated, and he injects 2 more syringes into his legs. And this was pretty hilarious. It causes his legs to shoot out blood so hard, it's like a hover jet. He just starts flying towards her.
I did like that.
But then she uses her alligator arm vein thing to spin him around and then chops his head off with her sword. It was just a slaughter. It was like, I thought it was going to be this epic battle, and she just kicks his ass immediately. We get to the final scene, and the movie ends with what looks like Ruka and the Gimp, who now has machine gun limbs instead of sword limbs, ready to take on the police, which is a sequel I 100% would have watched if it ever got made. But
Yeah, they even said something at the end suggesting there'd be a sequel.
yeah. And that is the end of the movie.
Do you guys, I'm bringing back trigger warnings if you want to hear some trigger warnings for this.
Are there triggers for this movie?
How long is this going to take? An hour?
I only have a couple of them, but I'll go quick.
Okay.
So the first one is, it's for anyone who's done this, is basically, does the dog die comes up with triggers for everything. So if you watch a movie and you have a trigger, it's explained, and you can avoid the movie if you want. So one of them is reality unstable or unhinged? 0 yes, 1 no.
What?
Who's the rock star who doesn't find this unhinged, man? Good for you. Is a woman brutalized for spectacle? 6 yes, 0 no. I mean, it's kind of the Super Bowl of women brutalized for spectacle.
Is it for spectacle, though?
We're watching it.
I don't think anybody in the movie is being a spectacle, though. I would say no. I'm going to go on there and change that.
All right. Is there excessive gore? 12 yes. I mean, it would have been awesome if somebody said no, but all yes. Does someone break a bone? 0 yes, 6 no. I would think that somebody had to have broken a bone.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree on that one.
Is there body horror?
Is there a scene that doesn't have body horror?
Yeah, 6 yes, 0 no. And then one person went on to thoroughly explain all the incidents, so whoever might be triggered by this knew exactly what they're in for. I'll just read one of them. It was kind of funny. It's too many to go through. So it goes, in one scene, an engineer's genitals and thighs are turned into a crocodilian maw. Thanks for that, ma'am.
That's the most
Are
proper.
there razors?
That's the most proper way to explain that.
Yeah, it's like a scholar. That it was that.
Thank you, Mensa student Tokyo Gore Police reviewer.
Are there razors? 6 yes, 0 no. Is mentally ill person violent? 0 yes, 7 no. I mean, I would say mentally ill people being violent is the entire movie, but
Yeah, that's
those
the
are
bad
some
guy.
of the standouts.
The bad guy literally injected himself with mentally ill people genomes to become even more mentally ill.
Yeah, I think being mentally ill was a large part of the plot.
Yeah. So body count. We've set a new record.
I bet.
This one had 37. 37
That's
kills.
it?
It seemed like more, didn't it? But yeah, 37.
Well, it must have taken a while to figure out.
Yeah, I had to like rewatch half the movie, but yeah, this was a tough one. But yeah, 37.
Okay.
Breaking our old record of 24 with Rob Zombie's Halloween.
All right, who wants to go first?
Peter, why don't you go first?
I don't know what to do with this movie or even how to give a review. It's sort of, I don't know how to weigh in on it. It's like somebody's saying like, hey, which of these chipmunks is the sexiest? I'm like, all of them? None of them? I don't know. I mean,
I just had to talk about this
mean,
movie
Alvin,
with
right?
somebody.
I guess Alvin is the sexiest chipmunk. Yes, it's so out of my wheelhouse. It's hard. It's I don't know, a 5, a 0. It could be a genius. It could be the worst thing that's ever happened. I will say it was incredibly inventive. It went for it. It was balls out. It actually, in terms of lighting and the lighting of it was really kind of impressive. I think it was artistically put together quite well. It was impressive what it was. I mean, the kills were over the top. It was not boring. It was completely unpredictable, to say the least. But it's not my cup of tea. I'm going to give it a 175.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Wow, this movie was something else. I thought it could have been trimmed, 20 to 30 minutes. I did find it to kind of drag out at moments.
Agreed.
The lighting, it had that early to mid 2000s washed look where they would put a tint of yellow over the entire scene or a tint of blue over the entire scene. And I cannot stand that. I hate that. And some of the kills, they would have that sped up, shaky head type of movement, which I feel like is just, we can't figure out how to do this, so we're going to make it look kind of fast.
Which they did in the
But
first Saw movie.
They did, but
Better.
they did it in such a way in the Saw movie that it worked. In this, it was like, okay, we've seen it. It's not original, and it doesn't look very good. Some of it is, a lot of it was batshit crazy, but I think this movie is a better movie to watch and discuss with friends than it is to actually watch. Because I had a better time talking about it than I did watching it. And I give it a 1.5.
Oof. Low scores. Okay. That is Frank's lowest score of the podcast.
I couldn't let it go higher than Friday the 13th, Part 5.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I thought it was extremely creative. There was some really good kills in it. I was laughing a lot just because of how absurd it was, and the fountains of blood just got me every time. The cutting off the hand scene, or even the bazooka thing at the beginning, I thought was really funny. So yeah, I agree with Peter that it could use a little bit of editing. Some of the flashbacks were a little long, and some of the explanation with the bad guy telling his whole like plan, I felt like could have been cut in half. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. I'm gonna go 3.75. I really like this movie.
Right.
This is your terror vision.
Yeah, this is my terror vision. Yep. So
Speaking of, what is our next movie, Frank?
Frank's pick.
Did you
My pick,
figure it out yet?
I figured it out
All right.
about 20 minutes into this episode.
It's not a Serbian tale, is it?
No, but it is more contemporary than what we have been doing. It's a movie from 2002, Dog Soldiers. If you guys have not seen that,
I have not seen it.
I have not seen it.
I think I'm not going to tell you what I think.
Is that
I picked it.
is that a werewolf movie?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Sweet. All right, I like a werewolf
Yep.
movie.
I don't think we've done a werewolf movie, have we?
No, I don't believe we have.
Okay.
And
All right.
Dog
I think
soldiers.
we referenced a werewolf movie. I was trying to figure it out because we brought it up in the funhouse, but I think we referenced a werewolf movie.
I think we referenced American Werewolf in London.
I think
maybe
we've
Best
referenced that
Kills.
movie in like 4 episodes.
Okay, maybe it's Best Kills, or there was one of them. I don't
We've
know.
referenced The Howling at one point too.
Yeah.
Okay, Dog Soldiers. So
Yes.
3 Basket Cases on all social media, 3 Basket Cases podcast at gmail.com. And we will be back soon with Dog Soldiers. Thank you for listening, everybody.